guys.
To the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Dear Lord, bring us together as a council for this special meeting. Let us make wise and informed decisions for the betterment of the borough. In His name we pray. Amen. Mayor, Mr. Atherton-Ely.
Okay, all right. Good. Raise your right hand. Repeat after me. I, David Atherton-Ely,
David Atherton-Ely,
do solemnly swear that I will support, obey, and defend the Constitution of the United States.
do solemnly swear
That I will support, obey,
and
and
defend the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the Commonwealth.
and the Constitution of the Commonwealth,
And that I will discharge the duties of my office with fidelity.
and I will discharge the duties of my office with fidelity.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I believe there's a seat right there for you.
Sign there.
I'll throw my hand over.
There it is. Thank you. Mayor, let me put that with the rest. We're going to move into executive session to get Mr. Atherton-Ely caught up to a couple of things that he's aware, so that when he makes any future decisions, he has that information. So if the visitors would please step out.
What specifically is the executive session?
It's to get him caught up with all the
Litigation.
affairs earlier.
Litigation.
Personnel
Litigation. Okay.
So number 5, I'll need a motion to sign a letter of agreement with Larson and Keller for work to be done not to exceed.
You have to do visitor comments first.
If there's any on the
There's
agenda.
not.
It does not matter if it's on the agenda or not, it is required by law.
Mr. Brand.
Yeah.
Hey, Chris, we're just talking about you.
Oh boy. After I drive by, I saw the lights on. I was like, oh,
Sorry
I forgot
about
it was Monday night.
Yes.
Here's a seat if you want to belly up the table.
Sure.
Well, not that
Need to be at the table. Oh, well.
Oh,
You know, I think even a special meeting, we should afford any public comment.
It's absolutely required. The meeting's void if you don't.
Any comments from the visitors?
What is this? I know Larson and Keller is the auditing group, correct? What's being agreed upon here?
I think somebody can make a motion.
Right. Work to be done.
It's an audit from the period of time here in Borough Council, and it would be from January 1st of 2024 through August the 12th, I believe. And there is an engagement letter that we have. I think we have that function, right? The engagement letter.
I don't have one with me.
Okay. Something like that. So shouldn't find that someplace. But in any event, yeah. I can even.
Is it a general audit or is it a agreed upon procedures audit?
It's an agreed upon procedures audit.
What specifically would they be?
Yeah.
Or you said you have an engagement letter, right?
Yeah, I got an engagement letter.
Can I take a picture of that before you leave
Give me
today?
a minute here, and if I can find it. They had too many letters.
And one of the looks for that delegation of duties. You guys can't hold most of these positions.
That is correct.
Correct.
Manager, secretary, treasurer, members of council, nor the mayor can hold.
Yep. I know somebody's interested. Are you guys just gonna hire somebody and just get it done and over with so that
That'll
there's?
come up during that discussion.
Okay.
I can't
Well,
answer now because it's up to all 7. So it
Uh,
may not, and it may.
okay. Anybody else? Yeah, just curious on what the audit is. Because I did talk to the auditors and it didn't sound like it, unless it's very specific about looking for very specific types of things, it's not probably gonna find much. And I have a list of few of the things you guys probably should be looking at.
So it's just, I can't remember.
It's a
how many
agreed upon
transactions.
procedures, which includes bank reconciliations, cash disbursements, cash receipts, and gas and debit cards from a period of actually January 4, 2024 through August the 27th of 2024.
So it's not much. Okay. Very, very basic.
Mm-hmm.
And you're probably not gonna wait for that to finish before you get somebody in, right? Or try it, I mean,
We're gonna try to answer that, number 6.
yep.
So,
Okay, thank you.
anybody else from the visitors? Need a motion to sign letter agreement with Larson and Keller for work tonight to be done, not to exceed $4,000.
I make the motion, we sign the letter from Larson and Keller.
George Jennings,
A second.
David Atherton-Ely. Any discussion? Roll call. Joy,
Yes.
George,
Yes.
Brian Cole,
Aye.
Dave,
Aye.
Aye.
second Dave.
We can work together.
Yeah. And myself is also an aye. Part of the agreement, and we're gonna have to amend the agenda, so I need a motion to amend the agenda to add backup of information on the computer. If there's a second,
I'll second.
roll call. Joy,
Yes.
Is there discussion?
sorry, thank you. Discussion.
I'm confused what we're voting on.
Well,
So I've got to amend the agenda to do the backup information of the computer, because I forgot to put that.
It's just the amendment is why I voted.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
but are we gonna detail the specific backup information in the
It was
amendment?
just in the amendment,
I'm just amending that.
just,
I'm not immediately adding it to it, and we're just adding it to the agenda.
we're just adding.
Oh, you're just making a motion to amend the agenda?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
So, Joy,
Yes.
George,
Aye.
Brian,
Aye.
David Preston.
Aye.
David Atherton-Ely. Myself, aye.
Me too.
Sorry,
You're good.
I'm used to counting two initials D, sorry.
You're good.
So, George,
I will make the motion that we give the lawyer what he wants, the backup stuff, but we are not deleting anything.
Can the public know what's happening here?
Yeah, I think what they intend to do is to retain images of the computer drives and back up the personal Word document folder. The Word document folders for the Chamber of Commerce, COG, and the CBA, and also make copies of QuickBooks information for the Chamber of Commerce and the CBA.
Holy shit. So this borough has been providing services to those organizations for free, I'm guessing, for a while?
No, I don't know. These are requests that were made by the Seeley's attorney, Mark Lavecchio, and council's making a motion to back these documents up and provide him with copies.
is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion?
No record should be provided to her.
I'm
Preston with a second.
Yes. Again, I'm strongly concerned with the fact that a borough computer was utilized for the chamber, other organizations. And the problem I have is if you're going to do that, she should have kept that information maybe on a flash drive, but I think I'm just concerned. I think these people
That's
deserve.
where it is right now.
Well,
And that should be
The
their.
thing is, the
organization.
chamber needs this information, so I think we need to give it to them. But I also agree it was,
That's thousands of dollars a year, sir.
Right.
The public is permitted to comment on agenda items. If you add something to the agenda, you have to allow the public to comment as well.
likewise, I was unaware of any of this until I'm just finding out as well. I don't agree with it, but
And her attorney shouldn't be requesting this, their attorney should be requesting their property.
Why is it being given to her instead of the chamber?
You think
She's the president.
Brian or Mr. Preston just said it, that the information would be given to the chamber?
Because somebody had said it would be given to her.
That's what her lawyer wants. It's gonna go to the chamber
Okay.
and stuff like that.
I essentially think it would go to her attorney to be disclosed to them. Maybe, I'm not sure how that chain of command is.
Her attorney doesn't need to see anything about it. It's
Oh.
the individual
Yeah, it was just-
organizations.
The chamber only should be dealing with it, not, nothing with her.
the secretary treasurer of the chamber, I believe.
And it should be the president who should be getting the information.
Is that something our IT guy can do for us, is back this stuff up
You,
The secretary.
Yeah.
Right.
and then get it to the proper people?
Yeah, so can I speak to that? As far
Yes.
as what was in charge of that? So what I'd recommend doing and everything there for the safeguard of all parties and everything there
Right.
is making a complete image of the hard drive.
Yes.
That way, there's no loss of data. That contains everything from your print drivers, your programs, your license keys, so on and so forth. It'll also include all the data that would normally be backed up, whether it's your documents, videos, desktop, so on and so forth. So an image will contain all contents on the hard drive. And then beyond that, then you can make your individual library backups of your documents, desktop files, stuff like that, that somebody else can more readily, go through on a more itemized space. But the image can be encrypted, so that can be held off-site, so it's protected, whether it's in an attorney's office, whether there's duplicate copies of it made, but that way nothing can be changed. You have a raw image of the files. The hard drive, if needed, can also be removed from the hard drive to make sure data can't be modified, so on and so forth. Again, to safeguard all parties until the, investigation, audit, what have you, can be performed.
Yeah.
I believe you were gonna contact him about that, right?
Thank you for your explanation.
Yeah.
That was my biggest concern, is I don't want nothing deleted.
Absolutely.
I'm just saying my person, but
Mhm.
I think there was some mistakes made. We'll learn from that, unfortunately, but thank you for your explanation. It was very helpful.
Happy to help any way I can.
Thank you, Chris.
any further discussion, comments, questions? Roll call. George, sorry,
Aye.
George,
Aye.
Brian,
Aye, for Mr. Boggs to do that work for us.
Dave Preston,
Aye.
David Atherton-Ely,
Aye.
Deanna.
Aye.
And myself is aye as well. Is there anything that we're missing?
I do have one further question here, Panera. When, I'm not sure what parties need to be in place and on location when those backups are performed, when that image is done and everything there. So if it'd be possible, just for my schedule and everything there, if you guys could, here within the next amount of time, schedule a time that you would like for that to be performed with whatever.
Are you
parties.
Sooner the better.
Are you able to do it this week at all?
Yes. Yeah, just let me,
Okay.
Have an estimate of how long it'll take?
Hey, that's what we can do a second.
Half a day?
it's gonna take a few hours.
Half a day? Whole day?
It takes
Schedule a whole day?
half a day at best, I'd say.
Is there a particular day,
Would work for you.
any other week or time?
Probably Thursday of this week would be best.
Any particular time?
In the afternoon after 1 p.m.
I don't know who you want here, but unfortunately I'm free that afternoon.
Well, guess what?
Thanks for going.
That's right, buddy.
So I'll,
2
if
o'clock.
I get back from work, I can come in and
2 o'clock.
relieve you
But
if you want.
2 o'clock.
2
Two
o'clock?
should be fine. I can
But-
make it work.
if you want me to do that, I've given Mr. Schultz my resignation as of tomorrow. So I won't be a member of the board, I'll still be here if you'd like me.
We gotta amend the agenda? You
I can
resigning
read
from
it, it
council?
doesn't have to be voted on
If you
until
voted
next
on
month.
it, just, it's effective tomorrow.
You can always change the date.
But that's just information, full disclosure.
You available Friday, Chris?
Yes, I can be available Friday.
Any particular time?
Any time of day on Friday, I can make myself available.
Be with him.
No, I'm resigning anyway.
Just please give me 24-hour notice.
Yeah,
I
sure.
just made it tomorrow so I could vote tonight.
Oh, okay.
So you wouldn't, in case somebody didn't show up and you want to do that.
So I'll put this one.
And I don't think he's
Don't we
ready.
already have a
yet.
motion on the
We
table?
do.
No, we don't.
No.
Oh, I thought.
So you guys voted.
I'm sorry.
So delegation of duties, there are some of these positions that council and or the mayor cannot hold. Those are the treasurer, the secretary, and the borough manager. Nobody from council can hold those per the borough code. So there is something, zoning officer right to know, if any of council wanted to volunteer to do those. I don't know at this time if we could pay you or not, because I'd have to go through a hiring process and you'd have to be an employee maybe, but you could do them as member of councils and not be paid. Probably the most important would be the treasurer, that we should probably get filled or tempt out to somebody, some agency, something to get everything moving along. We could appoint somebody tonight. However, I don't think it would be in the best interest of us, just on the face of things. I think we should post it and have people apply and go through that process. There's no time frame that we have to post something for, so it could just be put out into the public and saying that interviews would be held at such and such a date. That is an option that everybody can decide on, not just I.
I guess, President Schultz, without a website, how are we gonna advertise this to the public?
You go out to the Canton paper. I know Mr. Woods is gonna have it online. We're probably live right now, I'm guessing as well.
No, this is just for Sherry
Okay.
Lambert.
Okay.
She's in another meeting.
So the paper is going to know. We could call the paper and put an advertisement in the Canton paper as well.
Radio stations, probably would take up if you wanted to get it.
Our meeting's not until the 14th.
But if council wanted to set a date of next Monday to do interviews with somebody and then set another date of, and this is, I'm just speaking from the hip, I'm not setting anything in stone, of Wednesday to have another special meeting to appoint / hire somebody to come in, that would be an option.
Is this for a temporary position or a full-time position?
Temporary position right now. So you're saying the 23rd, have them, we do the interviews.
That's up to you guys. I don't even know if that date works for me. I was just spitting dates out, so.
Well, that's gonna be, that's,
Right.
yeah. I would say we go the 30th.
No, me neither.
So, okay, well, let's do the 23rd. And then the 25th again?
I do have a question.
Go ahead.
I read an email at the beginning of this council meeting, and there was a letter of interest. Would council be willing to let that individual take on any of these A, B, C, or D?
I think, again, without there being public notice, I think it would look bad on us.
Okay, that's fair.
I just briefly read it when I walked in the door.
Okay.
I don't know who it is. I
So-
don't even recall the name. I'm not saying you can't. You want to make a motion on that?
No.
I just, that's my opinion that.
Yeah,
My opinion is it looks worse that you guys are taking forever on something that should have been done a month ago.
so, I wish we had, do we have any capability to advertise on Facebook, just so we can get a couple people?
We have to, I can put something on the Canton page, I mean.
Yeah.
And I'll be posting, so.
Okay,
And I can
so
get, and I
I would
can
say,
get somebody.
Do it the 23rd, put it in the paper, Stone, do that
what's the
Facebook
20, I
stuff.
don't know.
23rd's next Monday night.
So what's that, that's when you want to have
It
the
gives us a
by?
week, yeah.
Or do the interview?
And it's a hard deadline. It's, do you want the letters mailed here, or how do you want
That would be all up to us. I'm not gonna make a decision
Right.
just by myself.
somebody come in and check the mail.
No,
So,
Do we have access to the Dropbox?
no.
No. Well, I don't know if they would give you to it with or not, I don't know.
Could it just be, if somebody wants to submit a letter of interest to
Maybe you could-
David, and then he emails to everyone, so we all get the same information? I don't care who I get it from, who's interested,
Right, there's
just
six-
as long as
six
we
of
all
you.
get the same,
Right, 6 of you
List
in
of people.
one post office, yeah.
and then bring all those individuals in. If they're interested, we'll listen to their spiel.
So what,
When your application would due.
I would say the 23rd.
So somebody essentially could come with an application in hand.
That's up to everybody.
That's,
Absolutely.
I agree.
So you're talking about
Absolutely.
interviews on the 23rd then?
Yeah, it's Monday night.
Mhm.
So I have one quick question. So does that mean that all billing and all payroll and everything's shut down until we have a secretary now?
There's some bills that have been taken care of. I believe you guys were paid Thursday-ish.
That's great. Our next one's that week of the meeting for the hiring a new person.
Correct.
I don't know if there'll be, payroll come out like it did before or not. I don't know the answer to that.
Just remember, if he's resigning now, you gotta find somebody else to sign checks.
I don't have to find somebody else. I don't know why you guys keep doing that to me. I am the president. I hold the meeting. That's the only extra duty I have, is to conduct the meeting. I have no extra powers.
I don't know
Pick somebody else.
if that goes away when I resign. I have no idea if they have to be a member of the borough to be able to
Yeah,
sign
sure
that.
You can't sign checks unless you're on
How
council.
were you appointed to do it?
Somebody here did it.
Well, who's somebody?
I don't know, I don't remember 3 months ago, do you?
No, you physically gotta sign a card, Jimmy, I'll be on those accounts.
I did.
Yeah, we all
But
sign
I'll,
cards.
You starting to remember?
I don't know when, no.
Oh, okay.
All right, let's move on.
Why, you
There
want to?
probably should be.
I'll make a motion, we advertise for part-time help. Temporary help, the applications are due no later than September 23rd at 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock?
unless they're gonna bring them.
Unless they're gonna bring them in,
So, 7 o'clock.
7 o'clock.
You guys want to wait till that evening? What if we get 10 applications? Are you gonna want to do 10 interviews starting at 7 o'clock?
Let's go 5:30.
There you go. I'll second that.
And this is for any of these 4 positions?
Correct. Well, no, it's for the least the first 2.
But if somebody then wants to be the right to know officer, you'd interview that.
Oh, absolutely.
So they could apply for any of those, correct?
Absolutely.
And you're gonna need a right to know officer pretty soon,
Yeah.
Yeah,
like really soon.
Who's seconding that? Was it?
I did, sir.
Okay. Any discussion?
Yeah, we're gonna advertise that someplace, is somebody gonna write an ad, or you guys just gonna put,
Sounds like
it's gonna
it's
be a
just gonna be on the
specific ad that you
Facebook.
guys are gonna put on,
I don't know if we
however you wanna word it, or if you can.
in the independent cycle, we probably should.
need to take care of what we're waiting for that. I'm not sure.
Right here it is on paper, right? The duties, what we're looking for, treasurer, secretary, zoning officer, and right to know officer. I'm not
And I
gonna
would
say,
put expected to last until 90 days, well, you don't know how your motion
You just call it
will
temporary,
play out.
can't you?
Temporary expected to last until, what was it, November 12th? Or possibly until December 31st based on resolutions. Something to that effect.
And if somebody thinks they wanna do more than one of those jobs, are we looking for that or not?
Absolutely.
yeah, that's what I say, you might get a candidate could come in and be the secretary treasurer. And then,
Just checking to make sure that's
yeah,
okay.
I was trying to answer your question.
I appreciate it.
And pay will be discussed based on experience. Any further discussion?
One thing I'd add is if we don't get a candidate applying, then we need to have a secondary plan. We're either going with Fleckner or White or somebody.
Oh, I'm sure we'll get something.
All right.
Well,
All right.
At least definitely one interested.
And there's 2 that I know of. I got
All right.
2 that will
All right.
apply, so.
Good. Thank you.
Okay.
Roll call. Joy,
Yes.
Aye.
George, Brian,
Aye.
Dave Preston,
Aye.
David Atherton-Ely,
Aye.
Deanna,
Yeah, fine.
and myself. Aye.
Do you have some, Sean? Sean's got
Well,
some.
I don't know if the employees understand or not, the checks that they've got with no tax or anything else, that's gonna screw up their pension plan. Unless that's corrected by one of the CPAs or whoever you guys get to do this, they've got to go back and fix that. Or it's gonna look like they're not paid for their contributions in these last 2 or 3 paychecks.
Yep.
That's a good point. We'll take that into consideration as well and get that corrected, Sean.
Yeah,
Thank you.
that's a big issue.
Yes.
Borough manager is discussion only, so just so everybody knows, borough manager is allowed by code, and it can be created based on an ordinance, or it can also be abolished by a vote of council. So if council did not want to have a borough manager and they just wanted to have, say, 4 employees of a treasurer, secretary, zoning, and right to know officer, or have those broken up between 1, 2, 3, 4 people, it could be. So it is just something to think about during this whole thing on which way council wants to go. If they want to go to 1 person, multiple, just information and food for thought. I gave you all, or emailed you all, portions of the code so you could look at.
I'd like to see the borough manager go away.
And that can happen, and it would have to be done by an ordinance.
Well, we need to do something. We need to do something about that ordinance. We don't need a borough manager.
Past due monthly and quarterly bills, those were taken care of, that were over on the table, that were approved back in August. They've been sent out. And some other regularly scheduled bills have also been sent out.
Correct.
So, anything else?
Most of the things, I think all the things that were sent out were bills that were approved at the last meeting and then never got mailed because she left the meeting and then didn't get done.
Yep.
But they've been gone through and mailed out. There were a couple that were past due.
Thank you.
There was one that needed the next month's payment was also due. So we, together, Joy and I went over to the bank and found out where that check was coming from and took it from the same amount, same place, and paid up, so we're current on anything we saw that was past due.
Thank you.
Most of the ones that were getting to be past due were already written, so we just mailed them. The local businesses, we hand-delivered those.
Thank you.
At least we asked Doug to do it because he let us in. I got the keys from Mr. Brand. He has all the keys. Joy and I got them together. We sealed them in an envelope so nobody had single control of it. So there were always 3 or 4 of us here. We sealed them back in the envelope, and David's got them back in his office now.
Good job, thank
you. And then we did payroll, or got people paid the same way we did the first time.
Yeah, thank you, David. Enjoy.
And we did do that.
Appreciate
You're welcome.
efforts.
And then we've touched on this throughout the delegation of duties of the borough manager. Permanent fill positions, just how does council want to move forward if there is to be a permanent fill positions? Do you post several? Do you have 1 person combination? And again, some can be held by council, some cannot. And that also includes the mayor. Whatever we can't do, he cannot do as well.
The only thing
and then if somebody holds one of those positions, right to know officer, for instance, are you going to pay that person for doing that?
The only thing I wrote down on that for discussion was if several positions is, fine if we can afford it, but have a place to put them also. So we're not really set up for more than 1 office at this point. Whether you have everybody in the same little room, or any separate offices, I don't know how you handle that. Or we're not going to build a building, I'm sure.
I think
that's something to think about when you start hiring 4 people, where you're going to put them.
Yeah, and I think that's too much. I think at this point we need to walk before we run.
I'm just putting the information out there, that way.
But we'll take this 1 step at a time, and that's something that we could address later. We'll keep it on our agenda, but at this point, I just want to get someone in here to start to have some organization, start to get the mail, and things that we've taken.
Bills paid.
Yeah.
Right to know information.
Yeah. So like I said, we'll learn to walk, and then we'll start to run.
These 2 zoning hearings that we're scheduled that we can't do without a zoning officer either.
So I have a letter to read. Possibly 2. September 16th, 2024, to the Canton Borough Council. Council Chair Schultz or current chairman. CC Renee Smith for as Director of Election, Canton Borough. Notice of resignation. I hereby submit this letter as notice of my resignation as a member of the Borough Council of Canton, Pennsylvania, effective September 17th. Signed, David B. Preston of Canton, PA. We'll vote on that at the next regularly scheduled meeting. And if I recall, Mr. Rand, the way these are supposed to be done, that they have until the next meeting to submit in writing again if they wish to recall their resignation. Is that correct?
I'm sorry.
When they resign, they
Yes.
have until the next meeting to actually recall the
I
resignation.
think they have 30 days, yeah.
So that'll go on the agenda for October.
May I comment on that?
Yes, you can, Mr.
Quickly?
Preston.
I called the Board of Elections just to make sure what we did with that, and apparently, normally you could give that to the secretary, and the secretary, I don't know if she fills the form out, she notifies the Board of Elections that's happened, so the person has to be taken off that role. So I sent a letter, a copy of that letter to them, which the chairman of election recommended to be done.
Okay.
I'm not sure if the last resignation was sent in or not.
Probably not.
The information that I got today.
So,
Passing that along.
You're talking about Brett?
yes,
I am.
she will have that because a copy of the minutes will have to be sent to her and then for August and then September as well.
I don't know if there's a form that she fills out or she just calls them. I don't know. I didn't ask that question. She suggested that I mail them a copy, which I did.
Thank you.
That was good information, Dave, thanks.
And Brett Neely's still on the state website, so.
I don't know who controls that.
Brett Neely's still on the state website.
That's probably why.
Yeah.
Michael Schultz, President, Canton Borough Council. Dear Mr. President, it is with deepest regrets that I must tender my resignation from office of mayor effective Tuesday, September 17th. I don't believe the direction of the Borough Council has taken is in the best interest of the community, and I don't wish my name to be associated with it. I would like to apologize to the residents of Canton who deserve stability and respect from their officials. Sincerely, David Vanderpool, Mayor, Canton.
And then I have one. But
Sorry, David's in my head.
yeah, too many Davids.
Did you mail one to?
No, I didn't
Okay.
really do that.
Oh, that's fine.
Okay, and then, as we were walking in tonight, I received a letter from, Chief Seeley, addressed Mayor Vanderpool. I decided it is time to retire, and it is my official last day is Monday, September 30th, 2024. Beginning tomorrow, Tuesday, September 17th, 2024, I intend to utilize some of my paid time off until my retirement date. I have enjoyed 50-plus years of service with the Canton Police Department. I take pride in my work in the community and the various organizations and businesses. Most of all, I've enjoyed working with the different groups of children, whether it's Head Start, daycare, the school district students, or random children I've encountered over the years within our community. I've enjoyed working with many officers that have come and gone through the department. I'd like to offer special thanks to Assistant Chief Wright, who has always had my six. Over the years, I've worked with numerous members of council and a lot of different mayors. While I may not necessarily identify with all of them, each and every one of them helped me grow in my position as a person. Prior to my retirement date, I would ask that an inventory be done of the evidence room with you, Assistant Chief Wright, and myself, along with a computer image backup of the police computers, 2 of them, with a copy provided to myself, Assistant Chief Wright, as well as Solicitor Brand. I would also request a copy of my full personnel file. After my retirement date, I ask that I be paid for any remaining earned paid time off that I have per the Canton Borough Personal Policy Manual. I would also ask that the appropriate person representing Canton Borough immediately communicate with the borough's pension plan to start the appropriate paperwork for pension distribution. I thank you for your support and appreciate all you've done for the borough. Respectfully, Doug Seeley, Chief, Canton Borough Police Department.
All those resignations will be on the October agenda to accept. Mr. Brand, did you hold on to all of those?
Mr. Brand, could you make copies of them so we have them in our meeting packets?
Yeah.
Thank you.
That is all, folks.
So since he's leaving and gonna be on vacation, where's the Tahoe gonna sit now?
I would assume it will be parked out back. I know that's a big concern of yours.
It is my concern, Dean.
Yeah.
But Mr.
I'm
Mayor.
glad you're leaving.
Mr. Mayor, I want to get it on record. I have one concern with this inventory of the evidence locker. You need to get the DA's office and the county detective involved with this as well, rather than put yourself as a witness. They need to be part of that inventory.
Mayor can't be because he just resigned.
Either way.
County detective has to come up or somebody.
We'll get it taken care of. Thank you, everybody, for coming. See you,
Sweet.
probably most of you Monday night,
Yeah.
and then Wednesday. Meeting's adjourned.